What's going on, everybody? Make sure you like and subscribe because I'm about to talk some more people business. What? So, talking with me today is, one of my favorite people, one of three of my favorite people. I don't know, sometimes he'd be a little weird, but Brother Donald. Praise the
Praise the
Lord.
Lord. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good. Okay.
Now.
So how's the weather in Wakanda?
Well, there's a flam tornado here.
Well, make sure your bunkie stay in the house. But anyway, I ain't even gonna talk about your furniture. Y'all pray for my brother. I don't think his stimulus check came in this year, man. But anyway, so
my stimulus was 600 short.
I hope you're joking.
Biden said 2,000. I did not forget.
Huh?
You remember? Yeah. Y'all voted for the liar.
We're not
ain't even 5 months in.
We're not here to discuss politics.
I'm just saying.
Today, we are here to talk about Mr. Kanye West and Mr. Kirk Franklin, the church. Because quiet as it's kept, Kirk Franklin did not have this past year's top gospel Grammy. It went to Kanye West. So Kanye West is on the up and up. Kirk Franklin looking like he on the downtrodden. But so first, let me pull this up. So have you been hearing all that stuff about Kirk Franklin?
Yeah. I don't see what's that bad about it. That's just me.
So this vlogger to the left, Armon Wiggins, he put out a snippet of Kirk Franklin today. And in the snippet, basically Kirk Franklin's son, Kerrion Franklin, Kirk Franklin of his son, has been alleging abuse.
Why does son look like that?
Listen. Listen. But guess what? His son is saying that he's calling Kirk Franklin a sexual abuser.
Sounds like to me in the world of ministry, we know money has to be the clip.
No, I listened to the. You got to go hear the clip. I posted a link of it in the video description. So basically, Armand plays this clip, and he must be in the room with his friend, and his friend is playing like Kirk Franklin music, and Kerrion was basically, oh, so you gonna do that even after the day I done had? Can you please turn my sexual abuser off? So basically, that's where it left off. Now, I'm be real. I don't know if I believe it or not. Like, a part of me, because it's a grown man saying these things.
It's a grown man. It's a grown man. I'm like, if you could say it that casually to whoever you with, just to turn the music off your sexual abuser, I don't know the rules to this stuff nowadays no more. He could go confront Kirk Franklin, the authorities, whatever. I don't know, traumatized. Who gives a fuck? You're grown now. My bad for cussing.
No. So my whole thing, I'm not even too bothered with Kirk Franklin, because until the son comes out with some actual details, I ain't believing it. I don't think anybody gonna believe it. But on the flip, like I've been saying for like the last 2 days, like it's the whole issue of how the church, and you know how church people respond to stuff like this. Well, everybody cuss their kids out, so it ain't a sin. So what do you think of that?
What I really think? Oh, yeah. What's my opinion?
Is
there's a difference between actually cursing somebody, using profanity, and just vulgarity. Kirk Franklin, it just caught a lot of people off guard because he was just being real vulgar. But the way he was talking to his son, yeah, even for a parent, a black parent, yeah, that's kind of, I know, that was kind of almost borderline as a nigga off the street or whatever. But at the same time, anytime there's a church person problem, right? It's the issues that we got because we live in a generation of heathens. When there's a group of people who supposed to hold some type of level of morality or character or whatever, we love seeing these people doing certain things. Say, well, they cuss because they like to drag them down to their level. But at the end of the day, let's keep it real. The religion is not called Kirkianity. It's not called Cityanity. It's called Christianity. In my opinion, even if Kirk Franklin says some things that's pretty vulgar or whatever, I mean, I read the Bible. Not every word a lot of those people spoke, in my opinion, is there were some words that's considered vulgar. People call each other swines and jackasses and animals and vipers. Let's keep it real. That's vulgarity. So this whole thing being like, they ain't that holy because they cussing. You're going to hear that from your average heathen that just want to see somebody who's allegedly, they got some type of qualm within themselves being stooped to their level. Leave Kirk Franklin alone. It's not your business. It's black people wilding out. That's all it is.
Oh, I guess my brother don't agree with me because that nigga need to be called out. And that's just the reality of it.
I mean,
here's my thing. I would be still mad at him, but the whole thing has been resolved. The only person that this seems to not be resolved for is Kerrion Franklin, his son. And I imagine the biggest part of me is saying it's probably a lie, but he may just be telling the truth. That's that, but we don't know. The problem that I keep seeing, though, is the response of the Christian community as far as, I think with an issue like this, it is very easy to say, okay, I've been exposed for doing this. This probably wasn't the best method of doing it. Like, you could have gotten something and you could have gotten results, but there may have been an easier way to do it. Like, yeah, I can go tell my son to go sit your ass down. But it might be a little easier if my son was already disciplined. I say, hey, sit down. I can honestly say, how many times when we were in public growing up, have you ever heard our mother, our dad talk to us like that? I mean, we just weren't them kids. I've never seen that, even with our brother's kids. Like, that's just not the way we roll. But on the flip, it's like when you have a 33-year-old man child and you're on the phone and you're cussing back and forth with him, first off, I don't believe any real father is going to sit right there and they are going to cuss their son out like on the street. Like, that just says something about your actual relationship. Like, I ain't talking super spiritual. Like, let's just keep it and call it what it is. And if your son is sitting here lying now and saying that you sexually abused him, something is off with that boy. You don't need to be ministering to me with all the sauce talking about, how God can get the demons out and all this stomp mess. Like,
man, stop right there, man. Listen, this is my opinion. Anytime somebody wants to silence, cancel, quiet somebody, they'll say, well, how so-and-so gonna tell me ABC when they're really doing XYZ? I mean, if that's the case, and y'all wait for the perfect person to show up, you're gonna be waiting till Jesus come back. And most people don't believe in no prophet, Messiah, nothing like that anyway, because they're some heathens. But the biggest thing about Kirk Franklin is this is more so not even about his language level. It's about his house is very out of order. And it's not even talking about how he talks to his kids or whatever, but man, his son is 30 plus, and they sitting here cussing back and forth with each other like this. I mean, black people in disorder. And like the conversation about it with him being, well, he should have behaved like this. Yeah, I highly agree. But we want to normalize the dysfunction and say, well, Kirk Franklin could do it. He's a church person. So I believe I could other situations is normalized as such.
That's just what Negroes like to do. Normalize dysfunction. That is the society that we are living in, and that's what's going to lead us up to talking about Mr. $1 billion Kanye West in a few minutes.
Dragon energy.
But let's keep this compartmentalize whatever. My whole thing with Kirk Franklin now is like, do you believe that we should refer to him and a lot of these other gospel singers as ministers? Are they ministers? When we read the Bible, are they ministers from the biblical definition? Or is your people today now working with a new definition?
Kirk Franklin, I don't know. Listen, even if he is a minister, the people who listen to his music aren't going to the church and listen to his sermon. I'm sorry. I probably could get 20 people who listen to a whole Kirk Franklin album, and they probably can't even recite to me one chapter of the Bible. It's entertainment. Let's keep it real. I'm not the genius. I don't know the industry. I'm pretty sure the same person that prints off T.I. CDs and Carrie Underwood CDs, they're probably in the same industrial complex. I don't know. It's Kirk Franklin.
Truly. Like, I know Warren Campbell, Erica Campbell's husband from Mary. He produces and did music, and his friends were doing music for Tamar Braxton. So it's like, it's more
an industry. It's business.
It's industry, and it's making money. But I think we're being misdirected with what ministry is and what art is.
Listen, nowadays, black people, any black person with a talent, that's your ministry. That's your anointing.
Not your ministry either. And that's what I was talking about, somebody in the store. It's a difference. Besides, Beyonce is a good singer. I wouldn't say that shaking your butt like Cardi B and some of these singers is their ministry. I don't think God called you to shake your ass.
Queen B.
No. No, I'm saying though, I don't believe God called you to shake your ass on the stage. So saying that that's your ministry, and yeah, I'm going to cuss because I'm not Kirk Franklin and I can say what I want when I want. But my whole thing is like, God didn't call you to do that. And you got to be, there's a difference between art and ministry.
You said this before. Who in the Bible ever had a calling and being wealthy was a part of it? Now, of course, if God called you to be the king or to lead your people out of something, yeah, something's going to be a part of it. But God didn't look at Abraham and say, you'll be a nation of many or whatever, the father of many nations. Oh, by the way, you're going to be rich on top of that. Black people really don't understand that. And even the Bible itself say what? It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to inherit the kingdom. I'm not a genius. I'm not sure how big a needle is, but I know how big a camel is, and that's pretty dang big. So to sit here and look at all these gospel entertainers or whatever and call it a ministry, I never seen an industrialized ministry and no religious practice, spiritual, whatever in my life. Have you? I don't know. Welcome to America.
Okay. Now, what do you think is to gain out of this situation? Like, do you
cancel Kirk Franklin?
This is going to unfold. Like, no. How do you think this is really going to unfold? Because it's clear that the church ain't going to cancel Kirk Franklin. Nobody's going to cancel Kirk Franklin because everybody believes in what Kirk Franklin is saying. So on the flip, we do have a whole, and that's the thing. Like, the black church especially is respecters of people. They're all seeing it on Kirk Franklin's side. I'm going to be real. Any 33-year-old man who is just sitting around making allegations like this is wounded. And he got some issues going on. No, listen, I'm not trying to like Ayanna Van Zandt, but the brother needs help. And the whole thing with that is like, if you running around and leaking footage to Armon Wiggins and all these YouTubers and all on Instagram, like, what was your relationship with your daddy? I'm sorry, like, normal people, you're not going to find mothers and fathers who have that type of issue with their kids to the point where their kids are going to not only damage them, but damage their livelihood. Like, that's just the reality on that.
I mean, All right, here's the deal, man. Let's take away the gospel and church aspect for Kirk Franklin. He's just like most, I ain't gonna say most, a lot of black entertainers or musicians, they got problems with the children. Dang. First to come to my mind is 50 Cent. He got problems with his son. Can we put Kirk Franklin on the same category where 50 Cent with a situation like this? And I mean, I would. And I don't even believe it's a church or religious aspect problem. I really just believe it's a black expectations and them trying to hold them, symbolize them or whatever off of this. I don't know. Ain't that big a deal.
So we have a comment from Miss Tawana Gordon. What's going on, girl? God does not intend for us to be broke with the gifts he has given us. The parable of talents in the Bible equates to money. No, here's the thing. The Bible tells us that your gifts will make room for you. But in serving God, we don't serve God for a check. I don't believe that God equipped us all to be this, that, and other for a check. The point is first to minister, to find love, balance in this world, in a chaotic world. If you're just striving for a check, you're part of the same problem in industrial complex, like Donald was saying. Like, I think we need to change. I'm getting my words wrong. We need to reevaluate how we look at success and what a gift is actually for. If I was to buy you a gift for Christmas, Donald, and if I was to give you a truly thoughtful gift, that gift isn't just going to be something that makes you happy and satisfy you. One of the things we always joke about is how our aunt, she is like notorious for getting them gifts on Christmas morning. We used to look at like,
hey, them things last. I'm using one gift.
A blanket, auntie, a blanket. But after we get that gift, many nights, years go by, and it's cold, and you a blanket, or you got your good book from your aunt, it reflects back to what the giver has actually given and what it has given you. I mean, the blessings of the Lord are rich, and they add of what? No sorrow. When God has given you something, and like for Kirk Franklin with his ministry, your house can't be out of order like this, or you got to reevaluate how you are using those gifts. You got to reevaluate how people
go on. Like the parable of the talents, man. We take, maybe it's just us, this generation right here, man. We take way too many parables and we like to monetize things. I mean, a parable, it was, man, don't quote me on this. God gave, well, the master gave certain servants X amount of talents or whatever, and people, the one God casted away. Well, the servants who didn't invest their talents to increase it were casted away, while the other ones was accepted. There's too often times we look at parables or just any scripture we can find and try to monetize it or equate it to money or something like that. And I mean, the talents, I mean, it's a parable. So right there, bam, parable, metaphor, story that means something else. And on top of that, take something like, for example, like seed and harvest time. It's one little blur, but we evolve it into this huge science that basically is monetized some way. And it's like, we look at so many things as far as like not even just money, but just like the tangible things we could get out of following God's words, when really maybe you're gonna reap it in the kingdom of heaven. Maybe you're investing into just your regular social economy of those of people around you. We don't want to hear that stuff. And I mean, the more spiritual you talk about with things is really the less tangible and the less it got to do with money or just currency in general. So I mean, there's no way you're gonna look at me and tell me that go use this talent and get rich because it's God's will. I mean, maybe he wants you just to touch and spread his word through it.
I mean, let's be real. And when we talk about that, Moses had it all and walked away from it all, and with nothing came back and led people to a promised land, to a kingdom of God. He left his kingdom. He left his kingdom. Let's look. I mean, money does not. I don't know. I don't know. And I understand where you're coming from, Tawana. If you can explain it a little bit better, we can jump back to that. But I believe, no, I don't think God wants us to be broke. No.
Nobody said be broke, but come on.
I mean, but
we're questioning the integrity of the black church because the entertainer that we know best from the radio in the section at Best Buy is having a family falling out with his son. Really?
Falling out too. And the thing about it is, like, most normal people, they couldn't even imagine this happening. If we want to be really real, like, this is not normal behavior, man. This is some very Caucasian stuff that they have going on. If we want to be real, this is some very Caucasian stuff. This is some stuff I would expect to hear from the Trump family and not the Franklin family. I'm just being real. But I don't want to spend too much time on that. Anything else you want to say about that one?
Kanye made a better gospel album than Kirk Franklin ever made, except for that one with Stomp. Just saying, just putting it out there.
So we are actually we're about to jump right onto that too, Mr. Kanye West. So, as all of us have been hearing these last couple of days, Kanye West is now being reported by many news syndicates as the richest African American and
biggest "I told you so" moment of post-corona world.
Let me tell you, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to laugh. I don't know if I want to cry. I don't know if I want to shake my head. I don't want to give the brother applause. I'm so at a loss for words with this one, Donald. Like,
I'm not at a loss for words. I mean, what's to be surprised about?
So, did you read any of the reports that were coming out about him?
I ain't gonna lie. I read one of the articles that said 3-minute reads. Read that, deal with Gap, saw the posts and stuff. I said, your boy Kanye did it again. He proved the insanity, the white supremacists and hating Negro accusations wrong.
This is what I will say. I think we as a community were on the verge of canceling Kanye West. If many didn't, he's still canceling my opinion, because he's still come across as very coonish. If I can be
Jesus walked.
Yeah. To only lay with the devil. Just to go lay with the devil. But with that being said, I will say this. Donda didn't raise too much of an ignorant child.
That's the thing. Listen, here's the thing, man. This is what I don't get. We see somebody that says something we don't like. If a black person is trying to, any of our black figures, leaders, heroes, patriarchs, whatever, as soon as they say something spiritual, they try to humanize them. As soon as they say something moralistic, they try to throw the hypocrisy thing on them. Kanye's thing is he's a rapper and he married Kim Kardashian. Okay, let's keep it real. I'm no Kim Kardashian fan, never kept with them, but hey, I heard they helped get OJ off. That's a pretty big deal. On top of that, I remember one of the first Kanye memes that really blew up. What was it? The How Sway one? Look at the irony of this or whatever. Sway said, if you ever seen that interview, he said, well, why won't you just, Kanye was talking about all the barriers or something like that that's kept him out of the fashion industry. And then Sway said, well, why don't you do this, that, whatever, and get your own, whatever. I don't know. I forgot what it was. Then Kanye said, how, Sway? People look Kanye like he was crazy, but they never answered how. But now he figured out how, and he's even crazier. I don't get it. On top of this, Kanye's genius. That's all I'll say. My man ran for president. I ain't gonna lie. I really didn't believe he had a shot at hell in winning, but I was there when he came to Charleston. That's right. Front and center. The things Kanye said, you know how the media like to clip people. I believe they clipped Kanye the same way they did Jeremiah Wright when Obama was there. I was there. Sorry, I heard the whole thing in its entirety. Yeah, he was pretty nutty. He sounded like a politician.
My baby brother was on the verge of being an intellect. He comes out and he says the most ignorant stuff. No. Okay. So as far as Kanye, I'm gonna say this: he is an entertainer. I've never really
more than entertainer though, man.
I've never really been big into hip hop, rap, all that. But I will say, Kanye West has made a name for himself, not only in the rap field, but in the industry as a whole. I listened to his gospel album that actually won Best Gospel Album 2 years in a row. When I listened to it, the level of talent that he brought, the respect and the homage that he paid to some of these old gospel singers, like, I have to give him his props, because clearly, if he's working with other people, if this is all his mind, Kanye West is brilliant musically. Walking outside of music, though, that's when I look at him and say,
here's the thing, though. The things people don't like Kanye for, it conflicts the minds of the coloreds, and they don't like that. Primarily, who he married. Let's keep it extremely real. He married Kim Kardashian. We don't like Kim Kardashian, but we like Cardi B and what? I don't get it. We don't like the clothes he put out, but let's keep it real. Michael Jordan, he only makes 5% of revenue off of Nike. And the shoes is named after him. Rihanna only gets about 10 or 15 off of Finney, but she's the face of it. Kanye actually owns his whole brand. The warehousing, the damn production, designs, he got his hands in everything. Jay-Z, aka Beyonce's husband, whatever happened to Rockaway? How come he didn't keep that? I subscribed to Tidal. I was disappointed when I found out he sold it to the white man, and there's little to no black dang decision makers on it. All these things we see black people lagging in, Kanye excel greatly beyond these people. All these stereotypes we don't like about him is highly accepted amongst this other stuff. And it's just calling out niggas on their own mess. You gotta do the whole game like, well, how you gonna say this but you're doing that? I don't get it. I don't understand. What's wrong with Kanye?
What do you think about his personal relationship? Now go ahead. Kanye.
Personal relationship with what?
Good. I'm glad you posed it that way. With what is what I'm trying to figure out. Kim Kardashian.
Man, I don't know. This is my opinion. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to sound rude or nothing, but Kanye married somebody. When he married them, I'm gonna put it this way. I don't believe in the whole marry up and marry down thing, whatever. Oh yeah, she's white, big. Yeah. But think of what Kim Kardashian made her money off of and why some people may despise her. Think of what Beyonce made her money off of and why people celebrate her. Whatever. At the end of the day, two very attractive people selling their sex appeal or whatever. On one hand, you got somebody with a lot of talent, Beyonce, who did not have the capacity for whatever reason to make the same moves or to grasp the same opportunity as Kanye West. Maybe it was limited. I don't know. Maybe Jay-Z, the businessman, didn't see this awesome. Now,
so I see.
Even if this divorce thing is real, I don't know. I don't get in a business, this personal relationship like that. And like, for some reason, I'm not the genius. She gets half of his net worth in the dang divorce. That's still $3.3 billion. There's no room to hate on him for marrying the Kardashians. He's still a billionaire and still got more money than all these other people. And at the end of the day, people only want to hear how much money they got, what they doing for me.
True.
Kanye said, I'm trying to listen. If you listen to this, go listen to the 4-hour podcast, whatever he got with Joe Rogan. I'm not a Joe Rogan fan. I'm not saying I'm bad at him. The first one I listened was him and Kanye. Kanye, maybe a little schizophrenic guy. Hey, that's just me, but he got a lot of real ideas for Black people and a very valuable input that's online with what Booker T. Washington said. What, we don't like Booker T. Washington no more?
Okay, let me stop for a second. Again, for all the viewers, we are talking about Kanye West and these new recent reports that he is now
the wealthiest Black man,
African American in U.S. history. Now, let's kind of change the perspective. We'll get back to more Kanye the man. Let's talk about what that says about us as African Americans. Like, number one, we were I was reading the other day on the Grid, and it was talking about how the United Negro College Fund just elected its first
Black dude.
You know, and then we got billionaires Oprah Winfrey, who's really become like an entertainment icon. I wouldn't say entertainment, but like a entertainment journalist per se. I wouldn't know how to describe it, but the African Americans that we see who have made great strides in this country monetarily haven't been like intellects. They seem to be Kanye's. And I don't, what does it say when the richest Black man is worth a whole whopping
$6.6
billion? But compared to the tech wealth of men like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, what does it say?
I don't know how to answer that one for you. I'll be honest with you. I believe like in a lot of industries, especially like tech industries, I still believe there's barriers that block Black people from getting into those. If it was this hard for Kanye to merely get this far to something as seemingly more accessible, like fashion and selling clothes, God knows what's stopping the Black first for profiting off of some IT stuff. It's probably a whole nother world or a can of worms we don't want to open.
So you aren't the least bit taken aback that it is the year 2021. And after all of the hills and the valleys that the Black man has been through, the highest that we have climbed is Kanye West as the richest man, the richest African American.
Yeah, that is.
Proceeds on the list are the likes of Oprah Winfrey. I don't. There's only a handful of Black billionaires out there in America.
There's only like 7. There's only like 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah,
no more than 9.
I believe one of them was another one who got his fortune in media.
Some Black dude, yeah.
But I don't even know what to think about like all of that. But here's the gotcha. So whilst everyone was celebrating, and I'm gonna go ahead and read you a piece of this. Whilst everyone was celebrating, Forbes came out and Forbes published a bunch of information where they were talking about what Kanye West's fortune actually is. And what they were actually saying is Kanye's fortune is being highly exaggerated. They're actually saying, hey, he only has 1.5 billion in actual cash, 160 million from his music catalog. Kanye has 90 million in skims. I'm not too sure what that is. 64 million from his Yeezy brand, and then we don't know how much he's getting with his Gap endorsement, but some sources are saying like it's close to $1 billion. The whole thing with that is like that don't equal anywhere towards it. And Forbes was quick to come out and address this. And I remember earlier, I believe last year, Kanye West was actually talking about his fortune. He was talking about like, he is a billionaire. And it came so from out of nowhere because nobody asked him. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, ain't nobody asked him. Like, I never remember anybody asking Kanye West how much money he got. Like, I figured he was like close to $1 billion anyway with that sleazebag woman he's with, because she always doing something to make a dollar.
Listen, he's the billionaire. They're not. Stop acting like it was their idea for him to become a billionaire.
I will say this though.
All right.
No. I'm gonna say this. Up until the point of yesterday, when all this $1 billion discussion was being talked about, I always thought really, really low of the Kardashians. But I will say this. I will say this. More and more that is coming out about Kanye, the businessman, I am starting to see why him and Kim had a union. And I think it was a real relationship. I'm starting to believe
that.
I believe that it was really a real relationship on the grounds of hey, Kim
work and build together.
Her family is good at chasing that dollar and getting that dollar. I'm just being
real. The bag. That's what the kids say. Secure
the bag. Get the bag. But I think, and then with her sister, like Kylie with the makeup line, that girl went from being a zero to a billionaire in like what, a 2-3 year line with her little crappy little makeup products. Who want to look like that flat booty white girl? But the fact of the matter is, like, she did it. And the Kardashians have proven to be beasts when it comes to marketing, when it comes to whoring themselves out to the media and staying relevant. Like, no other group of people are able to compete with them, period. And I believe that Kanye West loved learning from Kim Kardashian and her family. I believe now more than ever that they are going through marital issues. Now, before you jump into it again, everybody, we talking about Kanye West and all of this money that he allegedly has. Again, Forbes is saying like Kanye is actually only worth like a third of what these reports are saying.
$6 billion, I'll take that. Still more than most of them.
$7 billion, but right now he's worth like they're saying maybe $3 billion. But again, when you consider Oprah is only worth like $4 billion and she's in her 60s, Kanye West is still on track in the next 10 to 15 years to being the wealthiest black man. And his wealth has superseded like that of Jay-Z. Now we have also in the comments, we got a commenter. I don't know who this is. I feel like I should. Yeezy jumped over Jumpman. I told y'all this a while ago. And somebody's saying, watch Joe Rogan's interview.
Watch that interview.
What was up with that interview?
All right, man. That Joe Rogan interview, it was 3 to 4 hours of Kanye just spitting. I use this word very, very consciousness. His mind's all over the place, but it's real. And he's really coming up with aspects. It's not even things you think of to getting rich. It was more so philosophical stuff, music-wise, his personal life issues, why he wilded out in Charleston. I mean, here's the thing I don't get. This is another reason. All right, we gotta hate it. There's no cancel culture. You don't cancel people. We don't shut them out. We don't disavow to the cookout. Those are very polite ways of saying we're niggas and we hate us. That's all those words means. Hating. So you tell me people will go for 3-4 years not liking Kanye, but won't spend 4 hours listening to what man got to say. That's the problem. This is the problem in America.
I'll be real. I feel like most of what Kanye does is for attention, and I can't take him. Like,
he's an entertainer. What do you expect?
I believe that he is who he says he is now at this point. Like, I do. I believe the things that I didn't like about him, the arrogance, the Kardashian marriage, and all those things that I thought were fake, I am starting to believe that it's actually real. And Kanye West is like legit, like he's just an artist. We got to accept him as being like a 21st century Prince of Michael Jackson. Like, that's Kanye.
He's the closest we got to it.
So I'm about to bring somebody else on who's going to be giving us their opinion on Kanye West. Coming to us from the backside of Jesus, all the way from Clarksville. What's going on?
Hey, hello everybody.
Praise the Lord.
Hello, hello.
God is good
All the time.
all the time.
God is good.
Her like she go to church. Like, now,
My goodness.
anyway, let's backtrack real quick. I'm gonna give you a chance to say something. What do you think of Kirk Franklin and all his foolishness?
To be honest, Kirk Franklin, he's just human as everybody else. I mean, you know, he's human. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not mad at him. Okay. He's grown. His son is grown. So yeah, I'm not mad at him. I'm not going to be, so judgy, because we're all imperfect people.
I judge.
And who are you?
I'm an ambassador of Christ.
But you also live on the same earth as everybody else.
Yes, but
Okay.
I walk real heavy.
Do you?
Yeah.
We in this world, but not of it. I'm just saying.
Better catch that Holy Ghost from Charleston. You know you way off behind the back of Jesus in Clarksville, but catch it.
Shut up.
Now, moving on to Kanye. Like, now you heard all that stuff with him being now the billionaire.
No, you got to give me updates on Kanye West.
So they were saying again that Kanye West is a certified billionaire to the 6 billion extent. He's jumped over, all these reports have come out that he's jumped over the net worth of all these African American to become the richest African American in U.S. history. But Forbes is saying that he ain't there yet. Actually, he ain't even. Somebody turn off your phone.
My phone ain't on.
My phone is on silent.
You turn off your phone.
Exactly, Daniel.
I'll get two small heads. Like I was saying, all we have seen right now is that Kanye West is worth a whole lot of money. This black man is worth a whole lot of money. What do y'all think?
I think Kanye needs to be congratulated as much as Oprah, as much as Kanye, as much as Jay-Z, Beyonce. Like, come on. Last week we celebrated Beyonce getting a Grammy. Who cares about a funky Grammy anymore?
It wasn't her first Grammy either. Hasn't she got
exactly?
More? Yeah.
Last time Kanye was pictured with a Grammy, he had it in his toilet on Instagram. All right. What's a Grammy?
No, here's my thing. I think Beyonce is just doing stuff to stay relevant. And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. It feels like
she's getting old. Now she's trying to play African dress up.
Yes, it's like she keeps trying to rewrite the status of Black beauty because she getting bigger and bigger and more. She's just looking like her mama. Beyonce ain't
nothing wrong with that.
Now, in the comments, real quick, we got a commenter who's saying all that endorsements and money, and Kanye ain't sell a first shirt for Gap yet. Like, for real. I'm gonna be real. I don't be seeing nobody rocking these Yeezys and.
I don't know, man. I know some people I know who got Yeezys own Yeezys. I ain't doing it, but I don't pay full price for nothing.
Like foolishness. Look like shoes. Look like something I do. Nah. Look like something from Days of Future Past. Like Kanye West is selling y'all sackcloth and potato shirts, and y'all are just buying it like this is popping. And now this comment, I think this commenter is David. I think David is going to have comments talking about I got several pairs of Yeezys. Man,
they comfortable. You ever tried some more?
Several stimulus checks on your foot that you could have been doing something else with.
True. Exactly.
But, I mean, what do you think as far as Leah? What do you think as far as what does that say? Like as far as like Black America, like Kanye West, out of all the Black people who've ever walked on this country and who done took all them ass whippings from Massa, like Kanye West is the first
Well,
billion.
and guess what? He ain't got no humanitarian wars like Beyonce.
What do you think?
I mean, it's hard to believe a little bit because it's Kanye West. I mean, everything that he's been going through and everything, and you know, from college dropout to now. I mean, I don't know. I guess let him have his praise. Let him have his moment. You know.
Now, you don't think that what moment?
Because all his moments has been a little negative, you know, because everybody thought he was like going crazy and stuff.
What did you think about him when he ran for president?
I thought it was a joke. I didn't think that was real.
Donald, what did you think about him when he decided to run for president?
Listen, every year, lots of people run for president.
Yeah, one year Gary Coleman ran. That don't mean no. Like, let's keep it real.
Listen, if y'all, the political change people want cannot happen overnight or whatever. Well, you have the most financially successful Black man in American history tell people, hey, let's pray again. Hey, stop doing drugs and watching porn. Hey, let's just make our own city. He's insane. That's crazy.
He's telling us none of that. He's telling us to buy Yeezys and
stop. Hey, listen,
it just didn't seem like it was real.
Here's the problem. Here's the thing, man. Yeezys ain't just for Black people. I'm not the marketing genius. But as soon as you limit whatever you want to sell to just Black people, you're never going to be a $6 billion dude like Kanye. Sorry. You're going to be stuck in the trenches with FUBU. I like FUBU.
FUBU's cool.
FUBU was on the one back in the day.
If I wear FUBU now, they're going to think I'm a crackhead, all right?
Look, yeah.
Remember Fuji?
FUBU now, I'm going to think you a little. I may not call you a crackhead, but I think you got some crack tendencies.
Shut up.
Listen, I believe Kanye said we didn't want to hear the type of stuff Kanye was saying. Like that joke on Cosby Show. He said, Theo, what happens if you give me a good dinner on a trash can lid? Is the trash can lid clean? Can you eat off it? That's what I'm asking. One of my favorite barbecue places, Famous Dave's. They sell you food on a trash can lid.
Oh, yeah. Famous
I ain't gonna lie, I'm saying some stupid stuff right now. But at the end of the day, Kanye made a lot of great points. All right. There was a picture with Barack Obama, and he had like 30 celebrities posted up with him. Bunch of rappers, Ludacris, Rick Ross, the singers, all of them, right? Boy, I'm about to Google this in my phone in a minute so I can show y'all.
Go Google it.
But anyway, all those people in that picture with Obama, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them ever said anything about policy, changes something, law, whatever?
Leah, you want to take that one?
Mm-mm.
I mean, really, who?
I will say this. Why? It amazes me, though. We were talking about this earlier, Donald, like how fast Black people were about to cancel Kanye West. And then we're going to talk about Jesus Walks. Let's talk about Stacey Dash, who was also in that video. Why Black people cancel her so fast? Why can't she be redeemed?
She's trying right now, isn't she?
Her political beliefs, why she got to be thrown away. Now we got a commenter.
Protect the Black woman.
The commenter is saying to say only Black people will vote for Kanye is racist. If you don't think white people will vote for him, you've never been to one of his shows.
It's mostly white people. I never been, but I see the video.
I never been either.
It's mostly white people at all these concerts because we all know we ain't about to spend that. Well, besides Leah, who got dressed up and went to Tahiti to see her and all, but I mean, normal. I got $5 for Kanye, and he better pull out all the stops because I'm gonna be talking bad if I don't get my $5 worth. But like, what do you think about now, Leah? What do you think about his relationship with Kim Kardashian? Do you think it was ever a real relationship?
No.
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 I mean, even though they've been married for how long and they got how many kids together?
They got like 20 kids right now.
Yeah.
Found the picture, y'all.
I don't know. I just didn't really.
All these people right here.
Why
With
is y'all
Obama.
putting this little picture up at
Which
Why-
one of them you had talk about policy, making the world better for black people, building something? Nah, they just want to smile and cheese with Obama. No disrespect to Obama. Kanye comes and say, you know what? I want to hold office and make the world a better place. And now he's insane. Well, what are these? If Kanye's insane, what are these people?
So we got a commenter saying, go listen to my beautiful art twisted fantasy. He told us how this would go. First off, David. First off, mysterious watcher and viewer. Like, first off, for you, those of you who don't know, Donald's my younger brother, and David, this person going ham in the comments, is Kanye West #1. If y'all see him, Kanye, if you see this brother, come up with a job or something. I hear you worth a lot of money. Pay my brother what he's doing. But I really just never liked Kanye West. And honestly,
even when he had College Dropout, when he first came out, you didn't like him?
I would have never listened to that.
Falls down?
When it first came out, it must have been my freshman year in high school. And I remember my brother David used to play that album every day on the drive. And he used to tell me he ain't driving me home unless I can recite the words to the song. So right now, let me tell you, I can probably like Kanye West College Dropout album is probably like most normal black people's rappers delight song. Like, you know how everybody can quote it? Like, I can probably quote like
Through the wire.
Dropout
Mr.
album.
Rainey's daughter.
Like, y'all have no idea. But I'm just not a fan of Kanye. And I don't believe he's worth all that money. I don't believe that he's entitled to all that money. I think
entitled,
that
he worked for it.
Participated in things doing foolish things, and I think black people need to think better.
Now, here's the thing, though. If Kanye is all of this, what about all these black celebrities? People always celebrating, and we never even hear how these people read a full page out of Harry Potter book. If Kanye is supposed to be there, not all that, what about everybody else? We see them all the time. Election seasons come up, black celebrities pop up. Humanitarian donation stuff, black celebrities and singers and entertainers pop out. I mean, if you're going to devalue Kanye, you devaluing a whole section of contemporary black culture at the moment.
I can do with that.
I can do with it too. Nobody will see it.
My thing is, when I think of a lot of what Kanye West has done, I mean, I think it's been vanity. I think a lot of what he does is just vanity. I don't see him as being like, he's not like Michael Jackson. I don't see him as being like a Prince. I don't see Kanye West. I mean, I think he's going to be memorable. I think he's more memorable than Beyonce. I think he's more memorable than Jay-Z by far. I think Kanye West is memorable. But do I think that he has a legacy that's going to rival like the greats? Nah. And I think like when I think about what Michael Jackson had to give us to get $1 billion, like it's just, it doesn't compare. Like, I don't think Michael Jackson was a billionaire in his lifetime, but Michael Jackson gave us Thriller. Thriller has stood the test of time of being like one of the greatest albums ever.
All recorded in one studio.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, we've talked about that, and I've talked to like producers and stuff, because for those who don't know, I took this out of my studio, and we'll get to that another episode. But like, one of the things that we talked about is like the simplicity of the technology that was used with the Thriller album, and the fact that Kanye, I mean, and a lot of these artists, they just can't duplicate like the geniusness of artists like Michael Jackson. And then when I think of just like the pure talent side, y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong with this. Like, then you got artists like Whitney Houston. I don't know if Whitney Houston ever wrote a song a day in her life, but her ass is a phone book. And guess what? she would change America. When I think of artists like Jackie Wilson, like Kanye West and Chris Brown and all these little artists, yeah, y'all can do a little doo-wop pop and a little dance and stuff, but y'all ain't hitting it. Y'all ain't doing it. And now in the comments, we got the commenter, you right, but did you know the college dropout is almost 20 years old and still sounds crisp to this day? Dark Fantasy is just as good. So I don't care for.
And I'll be honest with you, the Watch the Throne album, those videos, they look just like the riots that happened last year. I'm not saying he's a prophet or something. I looked at news like, yo, this looks like a Kanye video. That's just me.
I just don't care for Kanye West. I don't. The only reason I'm talking about Kanye West is because I wanted to post it on YouTube to get
Of course.
And to keep it real, here's the thing, man. My biggest thing about Kanye, there's a lot of black know-it-alls. Either you don't care for Kanye, nothing wrong with that, but there's people who don't like Kanye, but they co-sign so many other things. It's crazy. And so, I mean,
who do y'all think, Leah, I'm going to ask you first, who's the greatest live performer, because we got a comment in. Who's the greatest live performer alive right now, in your opinion? Anybody?
Alive right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Alive right now.
All that money you be spending on concerts and shows around the world, and this is the best you got tonight.
Let's go with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, breezy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Chris Brown is the greatest R&B singer alive right now. Period. Donald, who's the greatest live performer alive right now?
I really don't know. I don't watch live performances that much, but I'm keeping it real.
Who's the
Chris
greatest
Brown
right
ever
now?
performed a single song in Paris over and over and over again for like 40 minutes? Kanye did.
So that's your number one right now.
I'm not saying. I'm just asking. He didn't have to dance. He ain't had a moonwalk. Or I don't know what Chris Brown does nowadays. I really don't know. I don't follow Chris Brown.
Y'all want to know who my favorite is?
Yeah.
Kirk Franklin.
Shut up.
No, but I mean, to sum it all up, Ronald Reagan is the devil. Kanye West is a clown. And Kirk Franklin better watch out. Or in famous words of our mama, he better mind. Because that son of his, I believe that this is going to be an epic story, and it's going to end very badly.
It's going to be long, yeah.
It's going to end very badly.
If it ain't over by next week, it's going to go on for months.
And honestly, I am here for every moment of it. I'm waiting for Tyler Perry to do a stage play about it. I'm waiting to hear the jokes. I'm waiting to see Cora and Mr. Brown reunite for the Snob Revolution Tour 2021. I'm waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you they'll probably be singing some Kanye West music. But hey, that's a wrap. That's all the time I got. Donald, you got anything to say?
I believe everybody who was disinvited from the cookout is doing very well. You told me that earlier today. Kanye he didn't come to the cookout because, cookout has so many white people turn to a damn potluck.
Donda raised that boy now.
I'm just saying.
Raised that boy.
What you say earlier? You said
Stacey Dash, all of them.
Yeah. You said Candace Owens about to get a show.
Yeah.
T.I. getting investigated.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
Y'all gonna be here with me because we're gonna be talking about T.I., Candace Owens, and that foolishness he got going on in Atlanta. Why? Because I like talking people.
I'll be here tomorrow.
I'll be hiding behind my keys, talking mess. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Shouldn't some of that? I'm gonna start posting my Cash App so you can send me some of that stimulus money to keep the show going. We live off of your support too. Peace out, y'all.
All right.
Bye.